What if I told you there's a level of luxury so exclusive, so secretive, that even most millionaires have never heard of it? We're not talking about the Rolexes and Patek Philippe's you see in glossy magazines. We're talking about timepieces crafted in absolute secrecy, for a clientele so wealthy and so private, they make regular billionaires look like they're just starting out. These are the watches of the hidden elite, the silent titans of industry. The ones who do you not need to show off their wealth because they practically own the world it exists in. These watches aren't just expensive, they're inaccessible. You can't just walk into a boutique with a black card and buy one. In fact, most of these watches are never advertised, never displayed, and never spoken of in public. They are created through private commissions, whispered invitations, and decades-long relationships with master watchmakers who are more like personal artists to the ultra-rich. The price, if you have to ask, you're not on the list. We're entering a world where time isn't just measured in hours and minutes, but in legacy, power, and absolute discretion. Let's start with a concept that bends the mind. The application piece. Think of it like applying to an Ivy League school, but instead of grades and essays, you need a world-class watch collection and a global reputation. Some of the most revered independent watchmakers, names like Philippe Dufour or Vianney Halter, don't just sell their masterpieces. You have to prove you are a worthy custodian of their art. For a watch like the Philippe Dufour simplicity, collectors have waited over a decade, often after being personally vetted by the master himself. He needs to know his creation is going to a true connoisseur, not someone who will flip it for a quick profit. This is the first gatekeeper in the world of hidden billionaire watches. The artist's trust. You're not buying a product, you're being granted a privilege. But it gets even more exclusive. Let's talk about the watches that are literally not for sale. Major brands like Patek Philippe are famous for their grand complications, but there are layers beyond that. The most coveted pieces are often one-of-a-kind commissions. A billionaire might approach Patek with a unique request, a specific combination of complications, a personalized sky chart on the dial showing the stars on the night their first child was born, or an engraving so intricate it can only be seen with a microscope. These discussions happen behind closed doors, sometimes taking years to finalize. The resulting watch is a unique piece of horological history, a secret shared only between the brand and the owner. Its existence might only be revealed decades later when it appears at a high-profile auction, often shattering world records. This leads us to the realm of the Volt watch. These are timepieces so rare and valuable they are rarely, if ever, worn. They exist in climate-controlled bank-level security vaults, more like artifacts in a private museum than personal accessories. For these collectors, the joy isn't in wearing the watch, but in possessing it, in being the guardian of a piece of mechanical genius. We're talking about historical pieces, like a Breguet pocket watch made for Marie Antoinette, or a prototype from a legendary watchmaker that was never meant to leave the workshop. The owners of these watches are often anonymous, their collections known only to a handful of trusted dealers and historians. They operate in a secret market, trading these treasures among themselves in private sales that never hit the public eye. The prices are astronomical, often negotiated through intermediaries over encrypted channels. The value isn't just monetary, it's about holding a piece of time itself. Let's delve deeper into the secret societies of watch collecting. There are informal clubs and groups of ultra-wealthy enthusiasts who get access to things no one else can. Imagine a private dinner in a Geneva chateau, where a brand like F.P. Journe unveils a new movement or a limited edition series available only to the dozen people in that room. These are not just clients, they are patrons. Their continued support and discretion are rewarded with first access to the brand's greatest innovations. They get to buy watches that the public won't even know exist for another 5 years, if ever. It's a symbiotic relationship. The collectors provide the capital and the prestige, and the watchmakers provide the ultimate in exclusivity. This is how brands can experiment with groundbreaking technology or avant-garde designs without risking their public image. They test them on their most loyal and wealthiest followers. And what about the watches that you can't even order? These are often gifts from the brands themselves, tokens of appreciation for their most important clients. Picture this. You've been a loyal customer of Audemars Piguet for 30 years. You've bought their most complicated pieces, attended their private events, and brought other high-profile clients into the fold. One day, a package arrives. Inside is a royal oak model that has never been seen before. The dial is a unique color. The movement has a special modification, and the caseback is engraved with your initials and a personal note from the CEO. This watch has no model number. It's not in any catalog. It's a ghost. Its value is immeasurable because it's a testament to a relationship, a symbol of belonging to the innermost circle of a legendary brand. These off-catalog pieces are the true holy grails for collectors. Then there are the watches tied to royalty and lineage. The Sultan of Brunei's collection is the stuff of legend, rumored to contain thousands of unique and bespoke pieces from every major luxury brand. He didn't just buy watches, he commissioned them on an industrial scale. Entirely new models were developed just for him, with features and designs that Patek Philippe or Cartier would never release to the general market. These watches are now locked away, part of a state collection, their full scope and wonder likely never to be seen by the public. For these rulers, watches were not just accessories, but extensions of their power and influence, commissioning pieces so opulent and complex that they pushed the boundaries of what was thought possible in watchmaking. The process of acquiring these watches is a world away from a typical luxury purchase. It starts with building a reputation. You begin by purchasing the more accessible high-end models from a particular brand, always from the same boutique. You build a relationship with the sales director. You attend brand events. You demonstrate your knowledge and passion for their craft. Over years, maybe even a decade, you might get offered a slightly more exclusive piece. If you prove your loyalty and, crucially, you don't immediately sell it on the secondary market, you move up the ladder. Eventually, you might get the call. A call that invites you to a private viewing, a chance to commission your own unique piece, or an opportunity to acquire a watch so rare it's spoken of only in whispers. It's a long, patient game, a journey of cultivating trust. It's less about the money you have, and more about the collector you are. Consider the independent watchmaker Richard Mille. While his watches are known for being bold and incredibly expensive, the most exclusive models are reserved for his friends of the brand. These are often elite athletes or celebrities who get to wear prototypes and unique pieces in the real world, testing their durability and performance under extreme conditions. A watch worn by Rafael Nadal during a Grand Slam final, for instance, is a one-of-a-kind creation, engineered specifically for him. While a version of it might later be released to the public in a limited run, that original piece, the one that was actually on his wrist, is a priceless artifact. These relationships give the watches a story, a provenance, that no amount of money can buy. It's a marketing strategy, yes, but it also creates a layer of mythology and exclusivity that is irresistible to the Ultimately, these hidden timepieces are about more than just telling time. They are a form of silent communication among the global elite. Wearing a certain Altair Philippe Dufour or a bespoke Vacheron Constantin to a private meeting is a signal. It says you are part of a very small, very powerful club. It communicates taste, patience, and connections that go far beyond mere wealth. It's a language of quiet confidence. The person who owns a $10 million unique piece doesn't need a flashy car or a giant logo. The watch on their wrist is a subtle nod to those who are in the know, and completely invisible to everyone else. It's the ultimate status symbol because it's a secret. In a world where everything is shared online, the greatest luxury is privacy, and these watches are the gatekeepers of that privacy, ticking away silently on the wrists of the hidden billionaires who truly run the world. Thank you for joining us on this journey into the world of secret luxury. It's a reminder that no matter how much we think we know about wealth, there are always deeper, more hidden levels. If you enjoyed this peek behind the curtain, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next exploration into the lives of the ultra. See you next time.